Good afternoon, coaches. This is Anthony Williams with Connected Athletics, founder and CEO. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Got yet another rising athlete here in Texas from the class of 22. I want to introduce you to Trent Leary. He's a class of 22 receiver out of Valle High School. Very talented program run by a good friend of mine, Coach Charles Burton. Trent, welcome to the show. Thanks for being on for us.
Thank you for having me.
Great. Hey, so just jumping right in here. So obviously we are in unprecedented times with this COVID-19 environment. What are you doing to change up your workouts to stay in shape and get ready for this upcoming season?
Normally I wake up on a daily basis. I do a set of 25 push-ups, sit-ups. Then I go about my day. When I reach like midday, I keep going. Our strength conditioning coordinator has been sending us in-home workouts for us to do throughout the week that I've been doing also, just to continue keeping my agility and stuff like that.
Okay. Obviously, a big part of the recruiting process is academics. Tell us more about your GPA, and have you had a chance to take the SAT, or did it get canceled? Where are you academically?
Actually, I have. I took the PSAT, but we haven't received our scores back yet. We're supposed to get them in spring, but as of right now, we can't get them because of Corona. So I'm pretty sure they're going to email them to us. But my GPA, it was freshman year was a little rocky, but I ended my freshman year, started my sophomore year, bringing it back up, and now it's sitting pretty steady at a 3.5.
Great. Perfect. Okay. Tell us about you as a player. What are your strengths, and what are you working on, and some of your weaknesses to get ready for the fall season coming up?
Strengths would probably be my speed off the line. My top of the route. When I get to the top of the route, I'm always ready to read the DB or who's in front of me. I like using my speed to an advantage against other people that's really guarding me or other people in general. What I'm doing to get ready for the fall is I'm keep preparing my team. We're steady working out together, getting familiar with the playbook, and just doing what I got to do to be the best I can be.
Okay. Well, obviously, being close to that program, you guys got a lot of talent on offense with Jace Wilson and Tavi and Caleb. Talk a little bit about what you do as a player. It's hard to be a team player, but you obviously want to get yourself some good stats. How do you balance being a good teammate, but you're still trying to showcase yourself as a recruitable athlete?
I'm not greedy. Nobody on our team is greedy. Nobody wants the ball more. We're just ready to work together as a team when it comes to game time. To not try to get as many stats or pad your stats and be a good team player, you just got to trust your team. Trust who's putting the ball in your hands. Trust who has the ball in your hands, and don't rush it. Just be patient.
What do you guys have you guys talked yet about goals for this coming season? I know you guys haven't had a lot of team activities together, but what are your goals? You guys were very close last year. You're in a tough district with Westlake and Lake Travis. What are your team goals for this upcoming fall season?
Upcoming fall season, of course, like a big goal will always be making it to the playoffs. But normally, like offense has a goal, defense has a goal. Offense, we're trying to reach a certain amount of yards. Defense, they're trying to reach a certain amount of tackles or turnovers, minimize touchdowns and stuff like that. But big goal will always be long term, which is playoffs. That's the biggest goal.
Okay. So tell me, I mean, you're so early, you're class 22. What schools have you been hearing from, or been in contact with, or showing you some interest? And what schools do you want to hear from?
I've been getting interest from like Houston Baptist and schools like that. Houston Baptist, Howard Payne. Schools I want to hear from are big schools would be like Baylor or Washington. Small schools, I would lower it down to Howard Payne or Mary Hardin Baylor.
Okay. For some of those schools that maybe haven't reached out to you yet, obviously you're a smaller receiver. Talk about what you bring to the program, even though you're not a 6 foot, 200-pound receiver right now anyway.
I'm ready to work. I'm not conceited. I don't want to get the ball. I'm waiting my turn, and I'm going to show you that I can give you what everybody else is giving you, no matter my size.
Talk to me a little bit about your relationship with your coaching staff there at Del Valle. I mentioned earlier Charles Burton's a good friend of mine, but talk a little bit about your relationship with your position coach, your coordinator, and obviously the head coach.
Moving to Del Valle my sophomore year, I thought it was going to be tough, but the coaching staff at Del Valle is pretty welcoming. Coach Burton, he welcomed me in with open arms, told me what I had to do, and told me they wasn't just going to give me my spot and I had to earn it. Our offensive coordinator, Coach Hughes, he's a goofy guy. He's pretty funny. We can goof around him, but he knows when to be serious. We know when to be serious. We take everything as it was work. It's business.
Okay. As you transition in a couple years of college, what are some of the things you're looking forward to in college? You know, in high school now, you've got bills and stuff telling you where to go and where to be, but talk to us a little bit about what you anticipate your college experience being like.
Man, what I hope it be like, I hope it's pretty calm and chill, but same time, I know college isn't easy. I know I'm gonna have to work twice as hard as I do now as I'm in high school, but I just hope I can transition into it smooth instead of trying to put stuff on top of each other and being, uh, what's the word? Being unorganized.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, time management is a big part of being successful in college. I can tell you that from being a former college athlete and raising 4 Division I athletes. It's very important. So it's good that you recognize that. Kind of change up the subject a little bit. What do you like to do when you're not getting ready for football? What do you like to do in your spare time? Spend time with family? What do you have going on, especially right now in this time frame of COVID-19 where we're kind of locked inside? What are you doing away from football?
Right now, honestly, really just bonding with family, not doing too much. I'm not putting too much on myself. I take this time as like a break, but also a time to get mental reps and watch more film and do stuff like that. But mostly I'm bonding with family.
Okay. Have you made a decision yet? Or you have an idea of what you possibly might major in at the college level?
Business.
Okay. And then after football's over, whether you play 10 years in the NFL or whenever football's over, what do you want football to enable you to do? What do you want to do when you're done with the game?
I want to make sure I have like a degree before like I even leave to go to the NFL or whatever I do after college. I want to have a degree to where after football I'll be able to be a real estate agent or be able to join a marketing business.
Okay, good. So this coming fall, somebody's going to come and watch you maybe for the first time. Who would you say that you pattern your game off of? What receiver would people say, oh, he reminds me of who?
Uh, Jarrod Judy.
Okay.
I
Jarrod
pat my
Judy's
game off
nice.
Jarrod Judy. Excuse me.
Yeah, so no, Jarrod Judy is a nice ride. What about his game are you trying to pattern yourself off of?
Uh, every time I watch a video of him, it's like he's always working. He's never taking reps off. He's going 100% every time. I pat my game off his releases off the line and how he's able to make people miss in open field.
Okay. Talk to me a little bit about when it comes around time, maybe this time next year or late your senior year, when it's time to make your decision on where you're going to commit to. What will be some of the deciding factors that will help you decide what school you choose?
Things that help me decide will probably be my distance away from home, like how far I am. Uh, my parents, they're not gonna play a big part in it, but they will take into consideration what it's gonna be like, how I'm gonna get back during breaks and stuff like that.
Are you looking to stay in state, or are you open to going anywhere in the country to go to school?
Honestly, I'm open to go anywhere in the country, but like I said, I don't know right now. I can't make that decision if I'm not sure as of right now. I'm not in that position.
Okay. A big part of being a successful athlete at the college level and even now in high school is overcoming adversity. Tell us a story, either personally or on the field, where you had to overcome some type of adversity.
Uh, Starting my freshman year, I wasn't at Valle. I was at Cedar Ridge. First game of the season, I ended up breaking my collarbone and had to sit out for the rest of the season, which was probably one of the hardest things in my life, breaking my first bone, then having to go through rehab and a whole bunch of workouts just to get back to where I wanted to be. Transferring back to Del Valle, playing my first year, my first full year of football was on varsity. Me scoring my first touchdown against Westlake was the biggest moment of my life, probably because after what I had been through my freshman year, and then my first touchdown in high school was against one of the biggest schools in the state, was probably the biggest moment that I've been through.
Okay. Well, I figured out, it's actually good that you figured that out or had that experience early. When you're going to be an athlete, injuries are part of the game, and how you rehab and overcome them is big. So it's good that you learned that lesson early in high school. Simple question, but a question that all of us coaches like to ask prospects: why do you love football?
Honestly, I grew up watching it. My dad told me that I never really liked cartoons. I was always watching Sports Center or had something to do with sports. I've always been active. Growing up playing football, little league teams, Bearcats actually, I grew up playing with them and I just kept going with it. And I took football as a mission and ran with it.
Okay. Obviously, with this stay home policy that's in place, spend a lot of time with your family. What are you doing away from get ready for the football season? Are you into what apps are you into? Are you a video game guy? Tell us a bit about what you do in your spare time.
If I'm not talking to my parents, sleep, eating, I'm most definitely playing a video game. And
Which
if it's not that, it's film.
what video game are you rocking right now? What are you playing?
Madden.
Okay. Do you just play Madden, or some of the other players I've talked to? I know they like to get on there and actually use it as a learning tool to kind of look at some different coverages and do some different things. What kind of player are you?
Uh, Madden, it just depends. Normally, I'm watching. Actually, if I'm not playing against my friends or playing against family members, I'm watching game schemes and game plans and coverages that I can use in real life scenarios and how they line up.
Okay. So let me give you a scenario. It's in the fall coming up here, and you've got a big game. Let's just say the big game's against Westlake. You're in the pregame in the locker room. What pregame songs are in your playlist? What are you listening to?
Honestly, I don't even pregame playlists like games against Westlake, like Travis. I'm not listening to music. I'm more in the zone. I'm trying to stay focused, be quiet, think about what I'm gonna do to get my team to win. I'm not really listening to music. But if I had to choose, I would probably listen to something. I don't know, something more calm, nothing upbeat, nothing hype. It would be calm to make sure I'm in my zone. I'm not focused on nobody else but this win and my team.
Good. Okay, I like that. What about when you work out? Obviously you listen. Do you listen to music? I mean, what's your workout music? What gets you hype?
Whatever comes on, honestly. I'm working out. It's if it comes on, I'm a vibe with it. I'm a do what I'm doing.
Okay. What's your shoe game looking like? Who you rocking right now when you do get a chance to get out with your family or with friends?
I'm most likely rocking Jordan. I'm a big fan of Jordan.
Have you been watching the biography that started last night on ESPN?
Actually, yes, I watched both episodes.
So just since we're both watching it, are you a LeBron guy or are you a Jordan guy? Or are you both?
I'm Jordan all the way. I feel like Jordan has more class to his game. LeBron is just modern day era. These are people that he's watched. People watched him this era, so they were back when Jordan was alive and knew what he went through more than pretty sure they'll be Jordan. But I'm Jordan all the way.
Okay. You're a smart young man. You're wise. I'm a big fan of LeBron, but to me, Jordan was the best because of just his competitive spirit. I really respect his game. Hey, changing the subject a little bit. Obviously, you play with youth football. You know a lot of guys that I know with Coach Sean and you're working out with Derek. There are players you're playing with either at Del Valle or on Juice or you've played against. Who else in the class of 21 or class of 22 impresses you that you think college coaches should be on?
Uh, Class of 22, really, it's Caleb. Caleb, he's a big guy. He's working in practice all the time. He's keeping his head on. Class 21, there's multiple guys I play juice with. Tavi, he's a good dude. Ty, he's a corner that plays for Juice. He's good, man. I can't say much about him. He's very versatile. He can jump. He can read defense. Offense is pretty fast. It's crazy how he picks up RJ Martinez, the quarterback for Westwood. He's he has talent. It's crazy how he was young at a young age. He's still able to adapt to an environment like that, to a varsity environment so fast. But there's way more dudes on the Juice team like Andreas Longhorn, Izzy, Israel Morgan. There's multiple dudes that I can name, but it's a lot.
Okay. Talk a little bit. There's always a big debate about the difference between 7-on-7 and playing football in the fall. What do you got in 7-on-7? What in 7-on-7 playing for Juice makes you a better player to get you ready for the fall season in full pads?
7-on-7, the way I translate my game from 7-on-7 to the full pad scenario is I never take my mind off the fact that 7-on-7, it's touch. You're not getting tackled. So I try to make how I run my routes in 7-on-7, I try to make it the same way as I run my routes on the field. So I'll be used to it. And like I said, I use my speed to an advantage. If you're going to press me, I'm going to run past you. If you're going to play off, I'm still going to run past you. It's like a pick your poison type of thing.
Okay. Talk to me about, I'm sure I know the answer, but tell me about some people who have a strong influence in your life. I'm sure it's your parents, but anybody else outside of your family, who's influential in your life right now?
Outside of my family, it would probably be, my juice coaches, Coach Lewis, Coach Sean, Coach Bam, they've been a big impact since I've started playing 7-on-7. My little league coaches, Coach Will, Coach Mark, Coach Nate, they've always been there. They're still here as we speak. We can always text them, always go back to them if we have a question or anything. It's always like we have certain people I grew up with or grew up talking to that's helped me in some type of way that I can always go back to and ask questions to.
Tell you what, I know a lot of the names you just mentioned, and that is a very strong circle of men to help you get through this time. So that's a kudos to you for having the right people in your life right now. Let's talk about this. What do you do outside of football? Did you play basketball? Do you run track, baseball? What do you do when you're not playing football in the fall?
Actually, I played basketball this year and I ran track, but they canceled it after like the second meet. But I mean, after football, I'm an all-around dude. I'm never not doing nothing. It's like if I'm in football, I'm in football. If it's basketball season, I'm not playing basketball. I'm finding a way to do some type of sport. Like I'm summer track or 7-on-7. It's like I'm all around. I'm never not busy.
Okay. Real talk, obviously, with you being a smaller receiver and you having great speed, let these college coaches know what's your PR. I know the season ended abruptly, but what's your PR in like the 100 and the 200 meters? How fast are you?
PR in 100. PR in 100. I think I ran a 10.8 in the 100 in bass drop. 200. I never got my time. I ran it once, but after I didn't really have a time. After that, I only ran relays. So
Do you in track? Do you prefer the individual sports or the individual events, or do you like the relays, the team stuff?
honestly, I've been running track for so long. It got to the point to where whatever I'm running, I'm gonna like it. Individual, it's like it's me. It's me versus everybody else. I'm winning for myself. I'm trying to get points for my team. Team sports, it's like if we're behind, I gotta go get somebody. It's a team sport. It's not like I'm by myself. So if you're in front of me, I'm coming, and I'm not gonna stop until I catch you.
Okay. Obviously, learning is a big part of being a student athlete, specifically in football. As you probably know, there's three different types of ways that we learn: visual, verbal, and physical, or through demonstration. What kind of learner are you? What should college coaches know about getting the best out of you? Which one of those which learning style do you have the most?
The most, I'd probably say I'm visual. I like looking at it and seeing it while I learn it. Like if I'm being taught something, you're trying to teach me how to perfect the route or perfect how to beat a coverage. I like to see it as it gets beat and then being more interactive with it.
Okay. If I asked you what's going to be the single most important criteria in you choosing your school in a couple of years, what do you think that's going to be? Is it going to be distance? Is it going to be the scheme? Is it going to be the colors? What's going to be most important to you making your decision?
Most important to me would probably be first, of course, I would look up how their academics are because I want to go to a school with a good academic rate. But the most important would probably be how it feels. Like if I visit, does it feel like home? Can I like be comfortable with the area? I don't want to go somewhere that I'm not comfortable with.
Okay. One of the questions that coaches will ask you, you can share this with them now. It's a very simple question. Why do you think you can play football at the college level?
Because I have a drive. Like I'm able to do whatever you tell me. I listen to anything, listen to higher authority. I feel like I would be a good asset to a college team. I have speed, my agility is crazy. I'm just I'm just that good. I could be that secret weapon that people would think I'm too small or I'm not a big part. I can't make a big difference in a college team or against them, and then I get on the field and everybody's like, "Wow, I didn't think he can do that."
Okay. Well, obviously in business, there's a term we use called the elevator pitch. You've got 30 seconds. You're talking to a lot of college coaches through this platform. What do you want them to know about you and why they should either start recruiting you, continue to recruit you, or offer you? What is it about you that makes you special?
I'm special. I have like my game. I have speed. I'm agility, acceleration. I'm listening. I'm determined to do what I got to do. If you're teaching me something, I'm gonna listen. I'm hands on. I can, uh, I man, like I said, I listen. Film, I'm always there. I'm never talking during demonstration. I ask questions if I'm confused. If I'm confused, I'm gonna ask you like what I gotta do, and if I still don't understand, I'm gonna continue to ask questions until I get it down. Come in game, if I don't think I'm ready, I'm not gonna put myself in predicament or get on the field and you call a play and I don't know it. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna be ready when I'm ready. I'm gonna go. I'm ready.
Good. Well, hey, Trent, we appreciate your time, man. I'm looking forward to seeing you play again this fall and see where your game is getting to. Like I said, I know Coach Lewis and a lot of the guys with Juice. I know they're getting you ready. I'm looking forward to seeing how you and the rest of that Del Valle team really make some noise this year. Thank you for joining us on the Spotlight podcast, and we'll be in contact soon, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.